What's up, friends? How are you doing today? It is 102 degrees, and I have a core brick, a pot, a tarp, and a hose that's running, and tomatoes that need attention. So let's put some water in here, like this. Da, 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 da. And that's about good. I also got a bag of cow crap. Alright, now we're going to take that. About that much. There we go. The rest of it in the bag. Into our Chinese knockoff Crocs. There we go. And sit it over here. So now that we got that out there, might as well dump that in there like that. Alright, now I'm going to spread this out and let it dry. And the reason I want to do that is I want to see if I can expedite making things field capacity. But in order to do that, I need everything at a consistent dryness so I know how much water to add. So I'm going to spread this out. I'm not worried about the bugs. I'm doing a full sterilization. I don't pasteurize anymore. So yeah, let me get this spread out and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright, now we got it all spread out right here, and we're just going to let it dry out and do its thing. We'll give it an hour or two and it should be pretty good. It's hot as shit outside right now. So it's been about 45 minutes. Let's see what it's looking like. Alright, so as you see, it's lighter up here, but then it's darker down there, so it's drying out good. Grab one of my shovels, stir it up, and we'll let her keep on drying. It's still hot as hell. I went in and took one shower, or probably 15 that I'll take today. So yeah, so everything's turned over now, and we'll give it some more time to keep drying out. Alright, now it's been about another hour. I've turned it over a few more times. It's dry enough because the temperature's dropping and I know I have the storm coming in. So I am going to take that and I'm going to add it to the cement mixer. Storms are coming. Perfect. Now we grab vermiculite. Pour about that much in. Alright, and then we grab Peptone. Oh, that's perfect. Take our pot, sit it right there. Been about 5 minutes. It looks great. That's what's spilled out. Minus that. Mixed together good. That's our substrate mix, and it's about 1-to-1 manure to the core to about 1/4 vermiculite. Alright, so now that we got our substrate mixed up right here, we need to put them in bags. Now, I've talked a lot of trash about unicorn bags in the past. It seems like as I get older, when I was younger, there was no place for this because of how we were operating. There was a lot of us, the totes, kept us all in positive spirits, which kept everybody motivated. But now as I am in the woods by myself, I'm starting to get tired of cleaning these totes, and these have found a place in my use. Now, before you go about saying there's going to be plastic trash, understand that if you're conscious about how you live your life and you try to minimize the impact that you have, you can drive yourself insane constantly minimizing that impact while trying to remain a human. This is just going to be a part of what I have to deal with. I'll have trash, and I'm okay with that, because everywhere else I recycle the hell out of everything I can. So I'm not going to overthink it. What I want to do now is load up 3 pounds of dry mix per bag. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags at 3 pounds, and then this one is 1 3/4. But what I need to do is take this one, dump it in here, just like that. Alright, so now we are going to weigh out our water. Oh shit, wrong button. (1,181 grams), and what I'm going to do is bring this to field capacity and track that weight of water. Now I'll have to, so we were at 1181, now we're at 538. So whatever water I add to here to make this field capacity, I can do for that, and the third one. That one has to be separate. But this is ultimately giving me a ratio to where I don't have to mix first and then bag later. I can do all my dry materials in the bag, then add my water just as pouring it in and let it go with that. So I will be back in a minute. And it seems the answer to get it to field capacity is 680 grams. So I'm going to rebag this and then add 680 grams of water to those 3, and then bring that one up to field capacity and sterilize them. Oh, also we're going to do something else with them. Now this seems to be like a little bit of extra work on figuring out why. So let's take a gander at this bag, fresh bag. We're going to put this back in here, and then we'll see what this bag looks like. Alright, so now you see we got it all up on the sides of the bag. That means I need a paper towel to wipe it off, and when you use enough paper towels, you're like, why am I using so many paper towels? You try to make the process easier. Now this isn't even bad. When we add our grain to it after we sterilize it, that's when it gets into problems, which may be what our next experiment is. So I have these 2 bags of dry ingredients in front of me and a jar of hydrated popcorn grain. I'm going to dump a full jar into each bag, just like this. Now I'm going to take half a jar and add it to each, because that's about how much mycelium or colonized grain I would use for these bags. Now I'm going to mix these together. It's really hard to do one-handed, but what you'll notice is nothing is sticking to the sides of the bag now. And if there is, I can tap it down, which is why I want to mix this together and do this experiment. So I'm going to mix these 2, bring the other one up to field capacity, and I'll see you at the sterilizer. So now we're back out here. Got the scale on. All I need to do is measure out 680 grams of water. If I go a little over, I'm okay with that. I don't want to go too much over. And the only reason that we're putting 680 in is because the popcorn is already hydrated. Look at that, perfect. So now I just take that come over here to this bag. And I'm just dumping it in. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going to mix it up. I'm not doing anything else. And the reason is that when this is getting sterilized, the bags will be folded over. The heat as it is rising will cause it to steam within the bag, causing the entire contents of the bag that are dry to become hydrated. And now, because we're doing all of this in there, the sides of my bags will be clean, because all I need to do is add a starter jar of grain to the bag. The grain's already there for our nutrition. Drop a small starter jar, it'll colonize throughout, and I won't have to worry about wiping the bags off before I harvest and getting cow dung on the side of the caps. That is the only reason we are doing all this work. I will see you at the sterilizer. 2 bags in 1 bag, and then we have another bag like that, so it's double bagged. That way water does not go in. Alright, so we got them loaded up upside down, bottom of the bags. That's just so water doesn't get in. Let's get our lid on. This thing's gonna leak like hell. Doesn't need to be on all the way. That's on there. I'm going to run this thing for about 4 hours now. And we are going to completely sterilize everything. Why are we sterilizing instead of pasteurizing? Well, when you use colonized grain that comes from indexed agar, you don't need to worry about any kind of contamination getting in there. So I've noticed that sterilizing has yielded a little bit better results over many groves. So that's why. See you guys in about 4 or 5 hours. It's been about an hour. I want to come out and check the flooding on everything. It's hot over there. We'll reset it for another hour. Woo! So in case you were wondering why we keep the steam generator in like a birdhouse, it's for moments like this, when it's miserable out and raining. So we can keep our machine dry and working. We're still on the same day. I don't know if it translates well or not, but it is super yellow out right now. Want to check on it? That's how much rain we've got. Damn. Everything's looking good so far. We'll keep running it for another 2 hours, give or take. The ground needs to get flooded every once in a while, you know. So, no worries on my end. Run her another round. And we're back. Give her a gander real quick. Still leaking. Oh, there's a plastic bag under it. I'm like, that sounds like steam. What in the hell? Alright, looking real good. Now we'll run it one more time, and then I'll let it sit out here overnight to cool down. And then tomorrow evening, when I get done my day, I'll be able to come home and use this stuff. And because of the way I have it bagged, I won't have to worry about anything getting in there. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. So now we got our 2 bags after being sterilized. 1 quart, 1 pint. The quart I'm going to mix in, the pint I'm going to pour on top. I'm pretty sure this will colonize faster, but I want to see if this will colonize in a decent amount of time to where I can start prepping my bags like this. So, not really mixed, just pulled off the bags and let it fall down. Mixed. So let's see what's going on in a few weeks. Alright friends, so we got a lot of information already. This is the one where we just mixed the grain in and dumped the grain on top. As you see, the grain on top is fully colonized, but if you come over here, our grain down here, still not colonized. Now we come over here to the mix bag where we had popcorn in here and still mixed a little bit of colonized grain in. We spin this around. This one's doing really good. But honestly, doing it the regular way, it shows why we do it the regular way. Because, yeah, this is... Alright, let's end this video. On 7/18 we made these bags. It's now August 2nd. This bag, I'll be surprised if it doesn't go... ferment itself and smell sour in the next couple days. This bag here slowed down a lot, and all we did was just jump start it with green. Doing it the regular way, I mean, I hate to say it, that's a slower strain, I'm expecting that. Doing it the regular way is the best way, and it's at this point in time. I'd like to thank you for your time, friends. It's all we have. It does not exist. Keep checking yourself and trying new things. Even if you waste your time, you learn something. Thank you for your time. It's all we have. It does not exist. Much love. Stay chubby, friends. Oh, and one more thing, because I really do get a ton of comments about the sores on my hand. I dig at my hands when I'm in my sleep. I'll wake up with like scars and like, oh, okay, maybe I should get stitches there. And that happens. So that's part of what makes me unique. What makes you unique? And yes, it's an anxiety, like, reflex. That's a lot of what I deal with. Guess what? A lot of this is because of anxiety. How bad does anxiety affect your life? I went to walk into a Subway one day, and the checkout was on the left. I almost had to go to the hospital because I could not calm down. I'm not used to a Subway with the checkout on the left. It's gotta be on the right. So when you think you're a little too fucking weird, just understand everybody spits in their hand for pleasure at one point in time of their life or another.